All right, YouTube, as promised, we're at day 10 of the Blueberry Milkshake IPA fermentation schedule. And it's hop bong day. We're going to dry hop. We're going to dry blueberry puree wet. But first, we're going to taste it. So let's get into this. No, I take that back. But first, we need to fix this problem right here. Oh yeah. Moss and Dragon. Still drinking delish. All right, let's get into it. Might as well check in on the old experiment beer while we got it open. Still got a little bit of cleanup action on the old experiment beer. It's at terminal-ish gravity, so shouldn't have much more to go. But that's not what we're here for right now. Jeez. Right now we're here for the blueberry. Let's get the old spiral sampling thingy. Get that popped on there. You only really need that when you're dealing with carved up goods to get a decent pour on it. I'm guessing this first pull is going to be full of bits and stuff. Hopefully they can get through this little tiny sampler. She's a carbed. Mmm. Smells citrusy, melon, tropical fruits. That blueberry isn't really in there. Unless it's mixed in, I can't really pick it out. Oh, it smells good though. Looks nice and hazy. Let's give her a little taste. Ooh. That's really good right now. Oh man, it's really, really smooth. With like a little bit of bitterness in the back end. But just really subtly sweet, I guess I'd call it. But very subtle. Just like a really smooth, subtle sweetness. With some hoppy bitterness on the back end. Oh, it's good. Let's get a little more. I almost want to just, whoa. I was so excited I forgot to reposition the camera. I almost want to just have it like this. But you know what? I didn't even think about it. I didn't even dry hop it yet. So it's going to get even better. Hopefully. Oh, man. And that head is just like thick. Thick, creamy, slightly off-white head. All right. So we're sitting at about 12 psi. I got some gauge action. Some Kegland gauges. Digital pressure gauge. So I can mess around. I kind of want to know what, I want to put a little pressure in there when I CO2 purging of the hops and stuff. And when I go to do the hop drop, I kind of want to have the pressure be like close. I don't want to shock. I don't want to shock the bong with pressure. Probably won't do anything, but that's just my thinking. And it was an excuse to get these sweet Kegland little digital pressure gauges. Let's make sure there's no pressure in the bong before we pop the top on it. 0. Put a little CO2 in there. Just get a little blanket in there before we start dumping hops in. All right, we got our Talus. Hopefully there's 2 ounces in there. Belma and Yakima Valley Hop Citra, courtesy of Exit12 Nick. We need a scale. Who else immediately has to get their nose in it right when they open it? Looks like we had 2.5 ounces. That's what we'll put in. Minus the few little nugs that just fell off the side there. All right, Citra. Citra going in to the bong. Last but not least, Belma. Citrusy, fruity, tropical E Belma. Two ounces of Belma. Kind of looks like I could have gotten away with a lot smaller hop bong. I'm barely even up on the sight glass part. 6 ounces. I could probably fit a pound in there. All right, let's purge the chamber. Oh, can you see that? I sanitized all this stuff when I got the fermenter ready. Also added that little kind of dip tube so it's forcing CO2 through all the hops. Hopefully kind of get that oxygen out of there. All right, it should be fully purged. Now let's get it up to the pressure that I'm going to be dropping in there, or that I'm going to be opening it up to. Pretty close. Even then, I think I'm going to crack it really slowly, just in case. We're learning together here, folks. See, the gauge has moved. Dropped. Bonged. That was a bong hit right there. A hop bong hit. I don't even know if this thing's really called a hop bong, but I heard somebody else call it a hop bong, and I like that. But I think it's really called something else. But I'm calling it a hop bong. Credit to whoever came up with that, not me. All right, now there's still some hops in there, but if you remember, we're bonging the blueberry puree too, so I'm not worried about those hops stuck on there. I can probably shouldn't really bang on the glass. Pressurized glass. All right, so before we pop this top, we got to remember there's 12 pounds in this little cylinder, 12 and a half. So let's shut off the CO2 that I have hooked up. Now we'll purge it. All right. Let's get the blueberry puree. Where in the hell did I put the blueberry puree?
So Haley's frog that we couldn't get to eat, and then, or when we took him out, he's eating like crazy in the enclosure.
That's where he wants to eat.
Yeah, he was probably stressed when we took him out, which is annoying. We're still going to take him out. Hopefully it doesn't stress him out too much after he eats so much. But he's eating a whole worm, and he's working on a whole silver side, which is great. I'm so excited.
Do you hear that, folks? Haley's Pac-Man frog is eating good.
He's eating!
All right.
So happy. It's a baby. Baby. So we're happy that he's eating.
Cheers to that.
Some of them just don't eat and they end up dying. It wasn't. She. We don't know yet. Hopefully.
And that concludes this week's segment of Nature with Dood Brewing. Back to bongage. We've got the Oregon fruit puree. Making this puree since 1935. That's almost as old as me. All right. I don't even know how to open this thing. All right. Double make sure we have no pressure in there. So we don't want this lid to blow up in our face again. This is craziness. I wonder if there's anybody out there that's like, don't do it. I've done that. It's a disaster. What an idiot. Why is he doing that? Well, because I'm an idiot. Or am I a genius? No, probably an idiot. Looks like you tear something off here. I wonder if this is all going to fit. Oh man, bad camera guy here. This might be a two-bongage procedure. One thing's for sure is I don't think I need to worry about purging it. I probably should have. This is going to be a disaster. I should have just split it up in more equal amounts, I think. But we're in it now. We're in too deep. Would you look at that freaking bong? Look at that bong, Lobo. You see it? All right. Let's put some pressure to it. I don't know if we want. We know what the pressure is. I don't think we want blueberry puree to get up in that meter. So, let's bong in the blueberries, shall we? Let's get a better angle for the people. So I'm bonging it in there. Blueberry bonged. But we still got more. I want to put the full 3 pounds, 1 ounce in there. Because why not? All right, let's close off the bong. Shut off the CO2. Depressurize the bong. Double check, no pressure. This one we will purge. Even though there should be somewhat of a blanket of CO2, I would think, in there. We'll give it a purge anyway. Oh, there's still tons. After this, bong drop. Leave pressure on it and immediately start the cold crashing because we don't want this to kick off. We don't want to encourage another fermentation to kick off. If it happens, it happens, but we're going to try and discourage it with a nice quick cold crash because I don't really care if it gets any kind of chill haze from a quick crash. Look at the bong look at the bong bubblage. It's like you're taking a hit off the bong. I wonder if anyone's used blueberry puree for bong water. All right, I think we're purged good enough. Let's bong it in. Let's crash her on down to 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And that, I'm going to say, is a successful bong sesh.